is Theology in the Streets podcast where no topic goes untouched. It's your boy, late to the game. It's been a minute. I just want to say Happy New Year's to TATS Nation. May the Lord bless you with 2022. But yo, let me introduce you to you. I got on my left right here.
Yo, it's your man's Jammer Juggernaut, Jam Jug, Jammer the Patriarch. Call me what you want, just don't call me a Democrat. What?
Yo, and we got a special guest filling in for Dawn Daughters. I got your boy right here.
Yeah, Chino Ching the barber.
Ching Ching, what up?
Harry Ching D, the barber, Condi, representing. We might be seeing him regularly on the show, so keep your ear out for the dude. And I got producing today, filling in for Kirk Classy.
It's your boy Dave in the Cut Jones.
Dave in the Cut.
You forgot one nickname for my man Cheen, though.
Oh, what's that?
You forgot last in Fantasy Football League.
Oh, got him. Yo, I'm gonna give him my toilet bowl trophy.
I'm only going at you because you ignore my trade offer, man. So you know what I'm saying. But it's all good. I was trying to get the running back from the Packers from him, man. He straight up ignored me. I had Aaron Jones already.
Oh,
I was
the other
trying
guy,
to get,
the rookie.
Yeah. No
He's a
doubt.
beast.
You think my Kamara was out for a little bit?
Yeah, no doubt. I feel you. I feel you. I was trying to give you a little,
Oh, that hurt my feelings though. I'm last place.
So, Ching, you came out last out of 12?
Last.
Yeah, I'm second to last. Yo.
Lou was in last place our first year.
Yeah, the first year. I felt bad for Lou.
Last place this year, bro.
I felt bad for Lou the first year.
But then what did he do in the second year?
Yeah, he won.
He won the whole.
Yeah, Lou is extreme.
thing.
He either the best or the worst. Ain't no middle for Lou.
No middle ground.
It's all good.
Yo. Listen up, TATS Nation. In the next few episodes after this one, we're going to be dropping up a series called Crime and Consequence. Make sure you tune in as we're going to be dropping like 5 episodes on this. And you do not want to miss it, man. We got some people that we are interviewing who have been through some things, who have either committed crimes or are victims of crimes. And these are pre-recorded, and these are hopefully they'll be a blessing to y'all. But for today's episode, this is going to be a Gem of Jugs episode, a Trending on the Streets recap 2021, and he going to lead us in this, and we about to argue.
Yeah, we were just arguing.
No, go ahead, Gemma.
What's
man.
the first thing?
Recap.
What's the first thing happened in 2022? United States, 2021, United States of America elected a new president. President Joe Slow-Mo Biden became president of the United States of America. And that was pretty big, pretty significant. And one of the first things he said was he's going to fight for transgender children. He made up a new terminology. That's the only thing I remember that he did of any significance thus far. Still waiting. Oh no, and IRS could look at any transactions more than $600. Oh, and all drug dealers have to file their taxes. If you steal any money, if you're stealing stolen property or anything, you have to file it with the IRS.
Yo, I thought that was a joke.
They're not going to arrest you.
Article.
They just want you to pay the taxes on it.
That's crazy. Now, if you give the stolen property back within a year, you don't have to claim it on you.
Joe crazy. Joe trying to get every single
in the world, bro,
penny out of everybody.
Crazy.
Yo,
I don't know what Joe going.
Hold up though. You said the whole transgender children aspect. Like, do you know specifics as far as what he meant by that? Because it's one thing to say something, and it's another thing to actually, move policies towards that.
Correct. I remember that. You know me. I'm trying to trash them and down them. That's my thing. I'm just paying back for what they did for Trump for the past 4 years. So he did say that, but I think he just meant that a lot of transgender. There's no such thing as transgender children. There's young kids who are confused and they're in school like 6th or 7th grade and they want their identity to be respected. I don't identify as a male, although I have a penis, so I want to use the girls' bathroom or I want to use the gender neutral bathroom. So he was speaking about those people that they have a voice, although it's a very, very small amount of people in the United States percentage wise. We're going to change our whole policies for them so that they could be included and respected and loved, because there is a high suicide rate for transgender children and
teenagers
people
and
going
adults, yeah.
going through that stuff, even homosexuals and bisexuals. So I think he was just trying to be a good dude and cater to that group to get votes for
Yeah.
the next election. But us Republicans took it as,
was a shot on the nuclear family.
oh, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, come on. The reality is, though, we talk if a kid is, how does a parent? I struggle with this, and obviously because I'm biased and I'm a Christian, I'm born again.
We are
and
too biased.
I understand what the Scripture teaches, and God don't make no mistakes. But as a parent who would want to look out for the well-being of their child, do you not like? How do these parents not use discretion concerning their children when children have no wisdom? They're young. Their brains are still developing, and you want to proclaim that your child is, or give the freedom for them to make that claim. I just find it crazy and awkward. And this doesn't mean that as a person they have any less dignity, okay? Because I don't want to come off as just hating the people. That's not the case, because they have dignity because they're born in the image of God. But from a parent standpoint, I just struggle with the fact that you would allow your kids to say, I want to wear a dress today if he's a boy and he's 4 years old,
yeah,
5 years old.
like Charlize Theron.
Yes, yes, like one of the, I heard about her.
She keeps adopting African kids and dressing them like girls.
And
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. I know she went down that route with some of her kids, but I think as parents we should be more protective over, gender and sexuality.
Well, there's two opposing sides in America split right down the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
When you say split down the middle, you mean percentage wise?
I think, because check this out. I don't know if I get in trouble for this. Ain't no names being said. But my wife works at a place, and she works with a whole bunch of LGBT women, right? Who are gay or transgendering to the opposite sex or whatever. Well, anyway, her boss is pregnant, right? She's a straight white female married to a man. They're having a baby, right? And my wife tells me, she asked her, are you having a boy or girl? And, they have group texts, the boss and all the employees under her.
My God.
So just like, we're not labeling the child. We're labeling the child they. The child is not born yet. We're going to label it they, and we're going to let the kid, as the kid grows, we're going to let the kid decide what it wants to identify as. The kid is not even born yet, Lou. So anyways, the rest of the people in her group, the employees are like, that's so commendable. That's so beautiful that you're doing that, because we can't make decisions for them contrary to biological factors that they have. No matter if you got a penis, vagina, you're not a boy, you're not a girl, we're gonna let the kid. And my wife's like, it's getting crazy, bro. Like, I can't say nothing. My wife's a Christian, and she wants to say something like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But she can't say nothing. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying?
she's gonna catch the flat.
Catch her
Yeah,
balls.
yeah.
She get fired. So that's what's going on in this country.
Yeah, no,
a lot
without
of
a doubt.
people are doing this.
Yeah. And not only that, like if you go fill out applications or if you fill out forms, even medical forms, it's no longer is it male or female. Sometimes you have everything except those two to fill out. All right, that's what's up, Dave. You had something you were gonna say?
Well, in your wife's case, man, she definitely can't say anything.
She can't say nothing. No.
But the problem with that is that and this is one of the things I told my wife about, because we're both in leadership at our jobs. So I clearly stay away from that stuff at work, whether it having relationships, social relationships with my direct reports outside of work. They all know I'm a Christian, but I don't beat them over the head with it. But they know I am. You know what I'm saying? I have a guy on my team who's an atheist. He doesn't believe in God. And he knows I'm a Christian, but the respect that I give him, he gives me the same respect. But what I don't do is I have to separate myself from the team. And so I don't have those after work conversations with them like your wife is doing with the group text and all that stuff. You have to be very careful with that kind of stuff, because what ends up happening is if your wife says something, she's not going to be judged by her performance at work. Now it's going to be on her social and moral
opinions.
Right, opinions and values. You see what I'm saying? So she's kind of stuck.
Yeah,
now
that's crazy.
Now if she says I don't want to be a part of the group now, she kind of locked into it now.
Yeah.
Because if she tells them she doesn't want to be a part of it, they're gonna be like, oh, she thinks she's too good for us now. Or maybe she doesn't, and then that's when it gets rocky.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is not even get
involved from the beginning.
because that way your opinions,
For wisdom's sake.
right? Because then that way your opinions and your values, actually, you will be protected from that kind of stuff. But when you open yourself up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's hard, man, because women are very social and that's the kind of stuff they like to do.
Yeah.
But man, the whole we, they, them, whatever, man. It's just, for me, I'm very traditional. My thing is, I was a person that used to sit back and I used to let that stuff bother me. And I look at it now like, if it doesn't directly affect my home, like what's going on in my home, I try not to get too embroiled,
Right.
or too steamed about it. But I look at it, what can I do to change it? What can I do? And we share grandparents. You know what we share grandkids. I'm sorry.
Yes, we do.
Because our children are married to each other, and what we can do is we can teach our grandkids. You're not a they. You're not a what. You are a boy. Mm-hmm. My grandson will tell you in a minute he has a penis.
Yeah.
Straight up, he's 3 years old.
Yeah, he's constantly touching it.
Constantly. And
I'm like, what you doing?
No, my boy, he be chilling on the couch with his hands down his pants. I'm like, bro, my wife asked, was like, why you got your hand down your pants? He was like, oh, I like it. She was like, what do you mean you like it? He was like, oh, it's warm down there. Bro, these kids are true.
That's a boy. Praise God. That's a boy right there.
But and so there's different. I told my wife, I'm like, I said, I don't know. I don't know if the kids did him injustice by giving him the word, penis at such a young age.
Yeah.
However, when he starts school, he's gonna start seeing little boys coming to class wearing nail polish and wearing dresses and stuff like that.
So we got to educate them.
So the thing is, the values that we were given and that we were instilled in us, we instill it in our grandson. No matter how coarse it may seem to somebody else, those are our family values. And just as you want me to respect the fact that you want to be called they, respect the fact that I don't agree with it, and that I'm not going to teach my grandchildren that they're identified as they. They are. Noelle is a girl and Ezzy is a boy.
That's the thing. We have to be sensitive to the feelings of them.
Correct.
But we can't voice our opinions.
Right.
Then we become wrong.
So what you just said, Chino, is important because there's a lot of people that are not religious. However, they don't hold to these positions that are progressive, and they don't want to voice themselves because they don't want to lose their jobs.
Exactly.
They don't want to
cancel
they don't want to be looked upon as not. They're just like, okay, do you? But why you putting it? Why you throwing it all on top of me?
And I was gonna bring that up with Dave. Like Dave said, he's like, it don't affect me or my home, so I don't really get all steamed over it. Mm-hmm. But then it does, right? When your grandkid goes to school and now they teaching this in school.
That's why I had to change.
That's when now it's invasive. It's intrusive into my nuclear family structure. Right. And I'm like, why are you teaching my kid that? Just because you have a penis doesn't mean you're a boy. Right, exactly. Now it's like, we have to be vocal. Exactly. Right, Gene? Now you got to go to school and be like, no. You can't be teaching this to my kid. You out of pocket right now. Right.
You got to get into those parent-teacher conferences.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And it's going on all across the country. There's a little war going on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't...
Speak. Go ahead.
I don't want to, but I want to. This is something my man Donnie Trump was trying to prevent.
No, I feel you.
He was extremely vocal and adamant on, this is American Christian culture. We are conservative, man and female. One of the first things he did was not allow transgenders in the military. He said we can't have mentally unstable people in the military. Right. And Donnie Smooth. I love LGBTQ. Oh, I love them. They love me. We love each other. It has nothing to do with me not liking transgenders. It's a logical move. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to twist it and turn it. But you know what he was doing. And he was trying to stop this culture this progressive culture that we see, it's getting extremely invasive and intrusive, and it's everywhere on TV. They're inserting it everywhere.
Yeah, it's in every commercial, every show.
It's
like
on sports now. It's
we
like,
living in Cuckooville.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Well, no, we in this, we're living in immoral days according to Scripture, right? Anyone read Matthew 24, you see, but it's just these are days in which when people do not honor God, they don't want the Lord, and even if, let's say, you even hold a moral position on that end, let's say I don't want you pushing that stuff on my end, but even there's a lot of people that don't want God either, right? From the conservative end,
Yes.
And so, just as a whole, when you start rejecting the truth and pushing back against the truth, even when this nation has been rooted in Christian values, now those Christian values are pushed to the side and pushed away and saying they're archaic. Well, in a sense, you're pushing God,
Right.
And as you reject God, Romans 1 tells us that, well, I will give your people over to what? Degrading passions. And usually they're sexual in nature, but he also goes on to say the women will not have a desire for the husband, and they'll have desires for each other. Same with the man. The man won't have a desire for his wife and will have unnatural passions for another man. And that's, anytime God is rejected, anytime God is not desired on a macro level or micro level, you'll find the repercussions usually being some form of sexual immorality because it's rooted with idolatry.
Right.
Well, if God ain't the one, then I'm a serve myself.
Right.
Well, if you serve yourself, you're going to be led down
The wrong
sin's path, and
Exactly.
usually it's to some form of lustful passions.
And check out how
Indeed.
deep this is going. We have political little civil wars going on in our states, correct?
Yeah.
We have political civil wars where states are going, no, Biden said we can do this, but we're not allow it. Like one instant is where Biden says doctors can give hormonal blockers to children who decide to pick their identity.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. So
Hormone blockers. Now, Republican states are fighting back, saying,
Yes.
no, in this state, it's against the law. If you're a doctor and you give a hormone blocker to an 8-year-old kid, you're going to jail. You're losing your license.
same with the whole abortion issue down in Texas.
Yo, same thing with
But
abortion.
just to give you kind of another analogy or another story on that, like as far as the Civil War kind of aspect, society, not even politics. Earlier this year, the Atlanta Braves lost the right to host the All-Star game because Georgia were pushing conservative values and pushing against transgenderism and things of that nature.
Georgia.
And so the MLB said we're pulling out the All-Star game from Atlanta,
Georgia.
and we're going to take it somewhere else. They did. Check this out, though. This is the irony in all this. The Atlanta Braves ended up going to the World Series and winning it all.
God is a powerful man, working in mysterious ways, don't he?
I just,
Oh,
you know
my
what I'm saying?
God,
That's
Lord
crazy.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So,
Yo.
all right, listen, we ran it on the transgender joint.
Yeah, okay, next.
Bring it back, bro. There was something before the election, though. What happened?
Oh, yeah, there was a supposed... Oh, my God. I can't believe these people are still believing that there was an actual insurrection that happened at the Capitol building. That people actually tried to overthrow the American government and replace it with another form of government,
See,
bro.
you being all technical.
Oh, yeah, it is
right?
technical. We have to define what happened.
Okay.
What happened was a bunch of crazy white people drunk off cheap beer, got angry that Donald Trump lost the election, and they stormed the Capitol building.
So you don't think there was any planning involved?
Yeah, it was some planning. We about to go over there. We about
You
to
tell
drink
me
some
what drunk people
brewskis.
be
We about to
planning,
drink some, bring some 2x4s and a couple machetes and a couple homemade pipe bombs.
Man, I think it's a little bit deeper than that.
And we about to storm the Capitol building because they robbed us of the election.
So
the
Jam,
same way. Go ahead, Dave.
So let's backtrack a little bit.
Yes,
here.
please.
That crowd, if you looked at it, it was pretty salt and pepper, bro. There was some of us in there.
It was blacks up in there
Man, come on. Is the Pope Catholic?
attacking the
on,
Capitol
man.
building because Donald Trump lost.
Bruh,
Bro,
what nationality?
there wasn't no salt and pepper, bro.
What is your nationality?
It was all salt. It was like
what's your nationality?
2 grains of pepper in there.
What's your nationality?
My nationality is Puerto Rican American.
Puerto Rican American. Right. So your roots are from Puerto Rico,
yes,
correct?
Sir.
And you are a staunch, stout Donald Trump supporter, right?
Oh, you know it.
You're the only one on the planet, right?
No, sir.
Okay.
Got a couple Puerto Ricans.
All right.
Got a couple
All right. So
I'm with Donnie.
there you go. Okay, I voted for Donald Trump when he ran in 2016.
No, I know there's African American people who voted for Donald Trump. I know that.
Listen, man.
That.
So here's the question.
There are 1 million black conservatives in America.
Not even a question.
Out of 40 million.
Here's what my observation. They were there. We were there. Blacks were there. I saw them. Mm-hmm. But we know when to stop.
Yeah, right? It's like, these white boys going to go crazy out here.
Hey, man,
I ain't signed up for this.
It's like, yo, we yelling, man, we wilding out, man, but y'all going inside? No thanks. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So we were smart enough to not be a part of the insurrection, but we were definitely participants in
the protest.
Yes. Now, so for every action, there has to be some kind of catalyst. Okay, there's got to be something to kick it off. Mm-hmm. Firecracker, you light the fuse, right? Mm-hmm. What's it take to light the fuse? It takes fire. What color is the flame? It's orange. What color is Donald Trump? He's orange.
Enter Donald
Trump.
He's orange.
The orange Donald Trump lit he was the flame, bro. He lit the fuse. We're going to walk down there and we're going to tell them how we feel about it. Yep. We're not going to be weak.
Yes.
We got to be strong.
Yes.
If we're going to take our country back.
Yes.
If we're going to take our country back, right?
Yes, I remember that.
And that's what they did, bro. Mm-hmm. He lit the flame. Now, I'm just playing around calling my man orange. You know I'm just playing.
He is orange.
I'm gonna,
that's his color of choice in the tanning booth.
I
don't know.
Spray color.
I don't want to be like.
His neck is white.
I don't want to be petty. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, whether he intended for it to be an insurrection, when you let the dogs out, man. So people like to say, when you come to their house and the dog is at the door snarling, okay, oh, he ain't gonna bite you. Really? He got it in him.
Dave, I agree with you, sir.
He got it in him, right?
Dave, I agree with you.
So when you set him loose, and I didn't send him loose with the intention of them they had it in him, man.
I got you. Dave, I agree that he poured some gas on the fire.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
To make these crazy voters storm
of
the
all
Capitol
colors
building.
and races, colors, creeds, all
I said
of that.
Crazy voters
right.
storm the Capitol building.
All right.
Got them angry, nice and angry, and they stormed the Capitol building.
Okay.
All right. I agree with you.
All right.
I disagree with you that it was an insurrection, that it was an attempted overthrow of the United States government. It was equal to a whole bunch of blacks and whites all across America and BLM and Antifa storming city halls, police precincts, destroying neighborhoods, taking over neighborhoods. I would not say, BLM and Antifa trying to take over the country. No, they was just rioting. They were letting out their frustrations, venting, protesting, and rioting and destroying property.
Right.
And I see this as the same thing.
So
let me ask just mostly on the white side.
Go ahead, and I want to counter.
Let me ask this.
That's all it was.
Okay, do you believe that those who invaded, do you believe they wanted to overturn the vote?
There is no possible way to overturn the vote. They're idiots if they think they could.
Okay, because they believe that.
Right.
That's
just like
that's
they
an
thought
overthrow
JFK was
of a
coming
government
back.
aspect.
Yeah.
Right. So they believe that. They were in there to try to change what was going on because guess who? Trump kept pushing what? They stole the vote.
They
stole the vote.
They did. I still believe they hotwired.
How? Listen, there's no proven evidence.
Zero
evidence, bro.
I beg to differ. The evidence was never able to go to the Supreme Court.
Well, hold on a second.
It was like a grand jury. It was like a grand jury. Do you have? No, we're not even going to take this seriously. We had a court date. We had a court date, and at a court date, we say no, we're not even going to entertain this evidence.
But hold on a second, Jeremy. So in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, there was a company, and I can't remember what it was called. They spent millions of dollars to go back and
they recounted.
They did a recount. Now Georgia
did the same thing,
and they made it known. We're going to go to every state, right, and do this. because Arizona was stolen. So we're going to go back and recount. So when the final report comes out very quietly. Why did it come out so quietly?
Why?
Because they actually found more votes in their recount for Joe Biden. And they didn't continue it to other states because they knew it was a waste of money.
Why didn't CNN blow that up?
They did.
Oh, they did?
They talked about it. All of them talked about it.
Now
It was just very quiet.
Now we're talking about how the election was stolen, right? When I say the election was stolen or rigged, you think that I'm meaning that there were votes counted for Biden that people didn't vote for Biden?
Well, that's what a lot of them think.
Yeah, no. What happened was a whole bunch of rules and regulations were changed months prior to the election, and not correctly, not legislatively. A lot of rules were broken in election rules and voting, which contributed to more votes for Biden. And that's what I mean by the election was stolen. It was a travesty.
Yeah, but that's not what that was
a
not
travesty.
pushed. But that was not pushed as an agenda. It was stolen via some of the counting machines. What was that one machine? And now they're suing Rudy Giuliani. They're showing the MyPillow guy. It was said that they had voting machines that came from another country, and they were doctored. And
from Venezuela,
That was
man.
one of
From
the
Venezuela?
accusations. That
Really?
was one of the accusations.
Yes.
Trump came with a whole package saying, "Yo, these are the things that were done that were illegal and not done properly, and should not be respected. Therefore, these votes shouldn't count."
But are you telling me every court shot it down and didn't give it any kind of leeway? Maybe because it was frivolous. Even though he brought all these different things, it had no standing value.
How do you know this, Lou?
Because the court shot him down.
Why did the court shut him down?
Bro, multiple courts shut him down. You telling me the whole nation was in conspiracy?
Yes.
But no, that's the thing.
The whole world was in conspiracy.
Some of these were conservative
to take Trump
judges.
out of office.
Some of these were conservative
Lou, the whole
judges.
world was in conspiracy to get Trump out of office,
Bro,
my man.
Yo, that's
Are
a
you
lot
serious?
of faith, homie.
Yeah,
That's a lot of faith, bro.
Let me ask you this, though.
That's a lot of faith.
Bro, there was a conglomerate monopoly media storm to destroy this man.
So
Dude, are you serious?
Let me ask you this,
television. Oh, come on! Now y'all just being blind.
I know.
Now y'all just turning a blind
I know
eye.
the natural.
You seen what
aspect.
happened?
Get on your mic.
I
Jim.
know.
Come on.
I know all the natural aspects as far as Trump having his enemies politically and all that stuff. But to say the entire world, bro,
the entire world.
Let me ask you this.
Why
though.
he was
Let me ask you
going
this.
against the geopolitical global direction that the world was going in, bro.
So you said that.
So you don't think the world had a problem with Trump?
You said that there was a lot of.
definitely
Hold on. You said there was a lot of laws and stuff that were changed to help
Election laws.
Election laws that were flipped.
Yep.
So my question to you is this: why did the Postmaster General of the United States of America decide?
That's the head of the post office.
Yes.
All right.
Why did he decide to start dismantling mail counting machines in heavily populated Democratic states during the election, but had never done it before?
I think Donnie Trump put a bug in his ear, and he was trying to help Donnie win. Due to the massive conspiracy that was against Donald Trump, Donald Trump was fighting back.
Okay,
That's my story. I'm gonna stick with it.
All right.
All right. So coming back there.
Back to the insurrection.
Come back, right?
We
the what? Back to the what?
The insurrection.
Yeah,
That's what
the
it is.
supposed insurrection.
Yo.
The supposed insurrection.
All right. No, listen. Let's keep it moving, though.
So,
All right.
they're going to
We
court.
disagree on this, though.
Oh yeah,
Me and you
always
disagree on
have.
this.
We always
Okay.
have.
All right.
And we revisit it.
And
It's
I always throw
fun.
at Gemma, Donnie's a traitor. He gets mad at me.
I get excited. I get excited.
But there was black people at the insurrection. I'm sorry.
All right, my bad. I'm sorry. Black
It's not a proud
conservatives
moment
for not including.
It's
me.
not. It's not even about being inclusive, man. It's just about. We don't want it to turn into this whole narrative that it was just crazy white people, man.
It was
you know
mostly
what I'm
a bunch of crazy
Quote,
white people.
unquote, crazy.
Is that fair to say? Was it mostly?
Absolutely not. It's
Yes,
not
there
fair
was
to
a
say.
whole bunch of white people.
It's not even.
Yeah,
it's not
I'm
even
with you,
like
Jim.
morally
I'm with
right
you.
to say that.
I think it's two up in here. Lou
Huh?
and Dave and me and Jammer.
It's time. We need
the
somebody to
Donnie
break
boys.
the
Tiebreaker.
All right. Let's.
So
We'll let the
y'all
viewers
really
be that.
believe it was an insurrection?
Absolutely.
And,
I believe
At
that.
the very least, it was domestic terrorism.
Let me explain why, just real quick, and we'll leave it alone. The only reason that I believe it was an insurrection, so when these people in other states where they were protesting and all that stuff and they were storming buildings, they were pissed off, and rightfully so. I understand that. I can't tell a man what he should and could, can be mad about. But when they were doing this stuff, they weren't going into these buildings headhunting, saying, "Where's the governor? Where's the mayor of this city? Let's string them up." Man, they built the thing that to hang somebody. I can't remember what it's called, man. But
Pence.
Guillotine.
Yeah, the guillotine for Pence.
I thought the guillotine was to cut your head off.
No, it was a noose. It was a noose, but it was with the whole wooden structure.
Yeah, they built that outside of the Capitol building. They were talking about, they were going room to room to room, looking for Nancy Pelosi. They were looking for politicians that they wanted to, and they said that they were going to hold a military trial for these people for treason against the United States. That clearly is an insurrection.
An insurrection
It may have been a weak one.
An
It may
insurrection
have been a weak one.
Definitely is a violent uprising against an authority or government.
And it was violent.
And that's what it was. And it was against the government. Yeah, okay.
So was it an insurrection?
Yeah, okay. I thought, yeah, it was.
It was weak.
No, I thought an insurrection meant like a takeover.
Okay.
Well, you're talking about a coup.
A coup d'etat. Okay,
right.
So yeah, it was a little small insurrection.
Check this out, though.
A little small insurrection. That's not real serious.
Little something.
He broke the tie. Oh, my bad. Yo, no, but one thing we saw,
people that did get hurt.
Absolutely,
yes,
bro.
You know,
a couple cops died,
and even people who were involved with the insurrection. There was a young lady who got shot. I don't want to make light of this, man. People lost their lives.
I don't
you understand what I'm saying?
That.
This young lady got shot in the chest and died, man, over this. And it seems like a lot of people just don't care, but she's gone.
Yeah.
Her life is
it's
over.
politics. When politics is involved, it's just extra.
Right.
And all the core things that matter is always lost.
Right.
All right, but I will say this, that prior to the beginning of January 2021, we saw a lot of mob kind of violence because of police brutality and all these things. And one thing we didn't see was from the media, the negative reaction that January 6th found with the tearing down of all these multiple cities. There was clearly a double standard media-wise.
Right, liberal media.
Liberal media.
Yeah. Fox.
You literally have cities that are up in flames and, rioting's going on. Yeah. But it is viewed in a positive light.
Yeah.
Right.
By liberal media.
Exactly, by liberal
Fox
media.
was all over it. Like, these people are crazy. It took over Seattle. Remember?
Yes.
They took
and
over the whole city.
They took it. Yeah,
Portland
man.
And a couple people died in that joint, too.
They did, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They took
Portland,
over
Oregon too.
They took over a police precinct, man, and were making demands. Like, who does that, man?
Yeah, man.
It's like, come on, we got a lot of freedoms, man, but that should not happen ever.
And my point in that is viewing that in politics. So the Democrats are crapping on Trump, even though I agree in the sense that it was, Donnie had a hand in this, the way he probably incited the people.
Lou's biased because he's Democrat. Go ahead.
No, I am not Democrat.
Lou is
I am
not
a
a
Republican.
Democrat.
I just don't like Trump.
There you go.
Nevertheless, so you have the Democrats pushing hard January 6th negatively, right? They may even have their reasoning for it that's positive, but they were so quiet
Right.
when it came to all the cities that were having rioting because of police brutality, all these different things. And that's the problem right now in America is the clash of politics. It's inflaming people.
Yeah.
In ways, and don't get me wrong, like police brutality is still wrong. And
Absolutely.
That's still drama.
Absolutely.
And that needs to be addressed. But the politics today seems so inflamed, it's like never before. And I don't know if it's because of social media and people hold their positions and they're able to communicate with each other like never before. But politics is no longer politics today in America.
I think that a lot of people, so when the BLM thing jumped off, I think a lot of people with the whole burning cities and doing all of this stuff, I think a lot of people who weren't really for it rocked with it because they were afraid of being looked at as on the outside of it. I think a lot of people, right? Because this is what I hear a lot. This is our time. I hear this a lot from my people. This is our time. This is our time. By any means necessary. But I don't mean burning up with what people built. The hard work went into building these buildings that you guys are torching and tearing down. That doesn't mean that because it's our time that It's a license to go destroy everything that we've been built. Yeah. That's why I disagree with the whole, with all of these, removing all these statues and stuff like that. To get to where we going, man, we have to remember where we came from. And those are reminders of where we came from. It shouldn't stand for where we are right now. Because if it stands for where we are right now, that's our fault. If we allow it to be the time of when General Lee was in play, if we allow that to happen today, that's our fault. Because we've progressed from that. We should have. So what is tearing a statue down going to do besides divide us again? Because you got people that believe that's a part of our history and it should remain there. Now, I'm not trying to make light of, the African American Museum and stuff like that, but that stuff tells a story of.
It's part of our history.
It is. It's a part of our history. So if you're going to build those things but tear those other monuments down, what are we saying?
Right.
What are we saying?
Yeah.
Because we have to know where we came from. I want to be able to take my grandkids to Washington and say, this guy right here, well, why is he on a horse? Why is it? Because see how big the horse is. See how big he is. Because he dominated over people. He was a bad person. The statue is here to remind us that we never want to be like that again. Yeah. So as we move forward, we build better statues and of not. I'm not gonna say better people, but just we're in a better time. We're trying to be better people. Yeah. You understand? So I think that I'm sorry, Lou.
No, go ahead.
I just think that right now a lot of people are rocking with the whole tearing up stuff and burning stuff down and just doing whatever because they're afraid of being viewed as not being supportive or being sensitive to the plight that.
So it's like a political peer pressure.
It is, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's a political peer pressure, and that's when Lou said it's political. Yeah. That's where we are right now.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's hot. So what else has happened last year, Jammer?
My man Rittenhouse got not guilty and the whole country was mad. No, actually, this shows how divided the country is. All the Republicans in America, conservative, Christian, Bible-thumping, gun-owning Republican conservatives was happy that Rittenhouse was found not guilty. And all the progressive LGBTQ, BLM, Democrat liberals were inflamed and angry that this little white kid ain't going to jail for killing in self-defense, which was clearly self-defense.
Stop slamming that table, man.
My bad. It was self-defense. He shot like 3 people. He killed like 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? I remember me and my son was talking about it. I was like, son, no matter how mad you is, if you see a man carrying an AR-15, don't you dare try to go up to that man and punch him in the face.
Should be common sense.
I don't care how mad you is, man. Save it for another day.
A skateboard versus an AR. Come on. Where we going with this?
Come on, man. So a whole bunch of people was mad, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, whether I like him being there for the situation, no, but he defended himself.
He did, and it got racial out of nowhere because a whole bunch of African Americans was like, "Yo, that's bullcrap." Only reason we mad is because if that kid was black, he'd have been found guilty.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't hear a lot of black people talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. I don't know. Was it maybe from like media news? Yeah,
media news.
Leftist media news.
Because you don't be on Facebook like that.
Yeah, see, I don't get on Facebook, so I don't know.
All my Facebook feed was. That's all I heard.
I see.
And then we heard it on the group text.
I see.
Straight from Zeke's mouth.
Yeah.
Zeke's like, man, if that man was black.
It's true though.
He'd have been in jail.
He would have been black. He would have been. Young boy would have been locked up.
Me and Dave, me and you got into it on the group text where I brought up the black dude that shot a couple kids in Greece. Remember?
Yeah.
And he got
Roderick.
off. Yep, and he got off, but then you brought up a good point where it was a lot of pushback from the neighborhood. Well, there's a black man in an Italian neighborhood shot an Italian kid. You're gonna get some pushback. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they went at him first. They wanted to give him first degree.
That's like if Kyle Rittenhouse lived on Joseph Avenue.
No doubt.
Oh, he was gonna get some pushback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Same thing.
Absolutely.
So that happened. That was big news. That was a big trial.
Big trial.
You know what I'm saying? It was reminiscent of the O.J. Simpson's trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you think it's just now? This is a question. I'm not pro against. You think it's wise of conservative politicians to kind of amplify him as a hero. I've heard that language.
I don't
he's a
like
hero.
that.
That's
I don't
dumb.
like
I think
that.
that's
I
bad
don't like
look
that.
for
Matthew Gates offered him an
Republicans.
internship.
Yeah,
That's
what's
just
his name?
dumb.
What's his name?
Matt Gates.
Matt Gates.
from
Yeah,
Florida, right? He's a
But
representative.
he's
from
under
Florida.
investigation. He in
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah,
he in
yeah,
trouble.
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be
Yeah. Nah, the feds,
be
the
locked
feds
up.
go, the
Yeah,
feds
he's
going
tough.
at him.
He's tough.
And they got his boy cooperating
That
too.
show how stupid he is.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even try and recruit that kid
Yeah,
as a
man.
kid? That's
That's
like,
just
let that
be-
kid go home.
Yeah,
He
man.
learned from his mistake. You know what I'm saying?
So with Kyle, man, I'm kind of. This is gonna sound, I don't care how it sounds to other people, man. But here's the thing with that situation. This kid clearly he went there with good intentions. He went there he wanted to be a medic. He wanted to give medical help to people and blah blah blah.
And his man owned one of the electric shops in that
Right,
neighborhood
right,
and called him, was like, yo,
right,
come through.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Help me
And
out.
so and that's what he did.
Yeah.
You could tell that. So for me, when the kid went to give himself up, the look on his face of like, why aren't they stopping me? He was scared, man. He had just bodied 3 people.
Yeah.
And he was scared. And the fact that they drove right by this kid with this gun, he had his hands up,
Yeah.
he looked confused.
Yeah, cops drove right by him.
And the thing was, to me, his body language was saying, please stop, because I don't know if the rest of them are going to come after me. And if I raise my gun, y'all going to
I'm
shoot
after
me.
you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt bad for the kid in the sense that he went to the cops for help after the situation, and they did him an injustice by not stopping.
And they said that there were many individuals walking around the
Right.
streets with AR-15 rifles.
Right.
So it was normal for them.
Right.
They just thought he was another dude who
Right.
came to help out.
So it just tells you that it shows the chaos that was going
it's
on.
chaos.
Okay.
I think that, man, when it comes to that situation as a whole, the local government there failed
Miserably, man.
Miserably.
Yeah.
But it was just like the whole area would have been in chaos though.
Yeah.
So it was like they kind of just was like, we just let the
Allowed it. Let them vent.
let the inmates run the asylum.
Yep.
You know what I mean, kind of thing.
They'll
so,
get tired, and then they'll go away. Then we'll
right,
clean up the mess.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as him not being found guilty, man, I have zero problem with that.
Yeah. Good.
Because the way that I look at it is, and I told my wife this, had that been my son or my grandson, and he could have lost his life, and he was defending himself for self-defense, all I have to do is put one of those two in his shoes. What would I have wanted them to do?
Yeah.
What would I have wanted them to do in that situation?
Yeah, he running for his life, man.
Yeah.
He
That's
was
it.
afraid.
Plus,
That's it.
again, us as parents would never have allowed our
course.
No,
child
no,
to go to
absolutely
that.
not.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely
Like
not.
that mom, I got to question her
Yeah.
her judgment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right time.
Yeah.
The mom actually
Drove him over. Yeah.
drove him over to drop him
Yeah.
off. Go ahead, son.
Yeah, my thing too is
Crazy.
like, she's. I'm assuming she was a single mom because they never talked about his dad at all.
Correct.
So I don't know if she was doing the best with what she had, man, and you know what I'm saying. And that had been the situation with them. His whole life, she had pretty much. He had, maybe he made good decisions up until that point. Who knows? And she just said, "Hey, I'm gonna take you over there.
Yeah.
Just be smart or whatever." My heart go out to her, man, because if she's doing it by herself,
She made a bad decision.
She did, but who doesn't?
But they about to get paid, I think. But
I think
Probably.
I'm watching this kid, man.
Shit, right?
I'm watching how he moves, and he's not really he's not playing the games with the politicians and stuff like that. He's not. I think his attorneys may have told him, don't get in bed with this side or that side.
yeah. Let's try and get this
Stay
paper.
low.
Yeah, stay low.
Stay low.
We're gonna tell your
Focus
story.
on you lucky.
Right. Don't
Stay-
align
focus
yourself
on
with
your life.
nobody, because he really came out hardcore. That's why he fired his first attorney, because he said his first attorney tricked him into taking that picture with the Proud Boys.
Oh,
So
Look at that.
crazy.
yeah. So and his boy, he's a dude down in Texas that's wilding out all the time. He's one of Trump's boys. His former attorney. I can't remember what his name is, but
Wow.
yeah.
Ching Ching, what's up, man? Want to chime in on the Rittenhouse joint?
Come on, man.
Like I told y'all in the beginning, I'm not deep into politics and all this.
But you know what happened with the white kid? Went down there, shot some boys up at a riot, and then he went on trial.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
like Ching though.
yeah,
Yeah, he just don't care. He be like, man, I ain't really into that, man.
I'm too busy. I'm cutting up. I drive the buses, and you know what I mean. So I know little pieces. You know what I mean. Not enough to chime in. You know what I mean.
All right.
So the
This
conversation.
episode is more. This is y'all. You know what I
So
mean?
so when you cutting hair or whatever, and you driving the bus, if you chat with people, do people what's the consensus on this? What are people saying about this stuff? Are they talking to you about it or not really?
Not really. When you working for the buses, most of the time I'm dolly.
Oh, you drive a school kid bus. School kid bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But at the barbershop, I be filling Chino in on Mad News, right? I'm like, yo, Chino, you heard about this? He be like, nah, I ain't really hear about it. I'm like, yeah, right? And I'll be mad. I'm like, man, people mad about this little white kid. They be being not guilty. He be like, oh, word? Oh, I ain't know about that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
so what happened? I told him what happened. He be like, yeah, it sound like self-defense to me, Jim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's a good fence to be on, though, man. It's a lot of times because that's good for your mental health. Because a lot of times you could get wrapped up in this stuff, man.
You
Listen,
see,
man.
I'm always smiling.
Man.
Smiling, low voice.
I feel you, man.
Jam would be hawked up on this stuff. No, you be drinking mad coffee, you be drinking mad politics, yo.
I'm drinking that Donald Trump Kool-Aid too, son.
So let's go ahead. Let's
what else, man?
What about
else
the
before we
Band-Aid?
close this?
Rest in peace to Ahmaud Arbery, baby. Justice has been served. 3 white men attacked him as he was jogging down a elite white neighborhood down there in, what was it, Georgia or Alabama? One of them. Georgia. And these white boys thought he was a criminal or something. He started messing with him and chasing him, and vigilantes took the law into their own hands and tried to arrest him and ended up shooting and killing that kid. And the country was angry.
Yeah.
It was like, look, this is another example of white supremacy and racism still existing in America. And we was like, yeah, hold on, though. This is a new America. I don't think these boys gonna get away with it. It's like, man, that's Georgia. They get away with it all the time. And they ain't get away with it.
Nah,
Guilty. All 3 of them.
Yeah.
See ya.
No doubt.
Next time, call the cops. You see a nice looking young black kid running down the street, jogging in your neighborhood, and you're feeling all nervous. Just don't call the cops, man. Just stop being nervous.
That's it, man.
But that's the stigma.
Unless he got a TV on his back or something, then you got it. Then you like, I think I gotta go. But man, it was just killing.
But that's a stigma though that black folk take, man. You know what I mean? They in especially in white neighborhoods or suburban neighborhoods.
Oh yeah.
It's a different experience for them.
Yeah,
man, you know.
Yeah.
And sadly, homeboy, Ahmaud Arbery, he had to deal with that.
No doubt.
Man, imagine somebody pulling out a shotgun on you.
Yeah.
Like that, I'll be shook, bro.
Yeah.
No
I think that he just reacted.
No doubt.
Especially on the video that was shown. He just reacted.
Down there in Georgia?
Trying to defend his life.
Yeah, he thought it was some 3 KKK dudes. Everybody, these boys trying to lynch me.
Yeah, man.
Like, no, you're going to have to work hard, man. He shot him. Rest in peace, man. Sorry to the family. But justice got served, man. It's a new America, baby. We ain't playing that no more. No. At least we got one of them.
Let's before we close out, let's get into the biggest topic, Jammer. That's been I know it's been on your mind, and I know it's been a topic of debate for you, and that's the mandate.
The vaccine mandate, man. Yeah.
Just COVID in general.
The creating of 2 types of citizens, the unvaccinated and the vaccinated, and the privileges allowed to the vaccinated and the privileges not allowed to the unvaccinated. Not fair, kind of socialist, communistic, power controlling. Some freedoms are being taken away. There's some inconsistencies in the science and the reasons for the mandates and the whole nine. And even with all these vaccines being admitted to forced upon citizens of the United States of America, USA is at an all-time high for COVID right now.
Ain't that something?
I mean, it don't make no sense. I thought we did this to prevent that. You know what I'm saying? So, which brings me back to day one, the Donald Trump joint, when the vaccine first hit America. Me and Dawn talk about it. There was nothing we can do, man. If he would have did it a month earlier, the vaccines is going to take hold in America, a very busy city where people be traveling and the whole nine. It's going to spread.
You mean the virus, not the vaccine.
We went into quarantine. We went into the virus. We went into a quarantine, the whole nine for weeks. The economy was shut down.
Months.
People ain't go to work. We got the hand washing, the masks mandate, now vaccine mandate. People getting vaccinated all over, and it's still spreading, bro.
Yeah, but once again, though, it became politicized.
Oh yeah,
on both sides, right?
Both sides.
And this is the thing, right? Like what you said. The making people feel bad because they not vaxxed versus y'all crazy. The data's telling us, if you're vaccinated, you're gonna be doing better, right? Just that stigma and that dividing line is not. I don't think it's been healthy for us. Now, I would say this too. at first, the way we reacted to it, this is my personal opinion on it. Shutting down for the most part, I think that was probably, okay, that's the wise thing to do. But already 3-4 months in, some of the data was coming back, and it was showing us the people that are susceptible to this are those with comorbidities and also those that are of elderly age. Oh. And yet, you had this extreme kind of going on. And I struggle with shutting down the entire nation for so long. I just don't know if that was the wisest thing, especially when some of the information was coming in. But then, once again, it's politicized. You got people hating Dr. Fauci and then calling him crazy. And then you got Dr. Fauci got his people that backing him and all this crazy
misinformation on both sides. You don't know what to believe.
What's true, right? So I'm not anti-vax, but I am anti-mandate. When you start dictating to folks what they have to put into their bodies, man, that is just beyond. Government should not have that much power. I'm sorry. It should not have that much power.
And I hate the mandate mostly, and this COVID thing mostly for selfish reasons, because it messed up my whole fantasy football league. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a couple of my players that was doing their thing go on COVID leave because they caught COVID in the whole nine. And Aaron Rodgers, I lost him for a couple of weeks because he lied, supposedly. He never said he was vaccinated. He said he was immunized, and he was demonized by the left for that.
But he came back soon because Dr. Joe Rogan got him, hooked up with that
ivermectin, the whole nine. And my man was healthy. It worked. Joe Rogan healthy the whole nine. But
no, Dr. Joe Rogan, because this dude is like, he's
not a doctor.
Yo, what they say
sounds like
it. Do you ingest the ivermectin or do you spread it onto your arm or something like that? Because it's a cream, right?
I don't know. I don't have no idea.
Oh, okay, all right. Because I don't know.
Joe Rogan just knows a lot of intelligent people. He knows masters of the people in that field.
Okay.
Right? He knows like
but
one of
Dr.
the most...
Fauci does it, right?
Oh no, Dr. Fauci don't. No. Dr. Fauci don't.
He don't?
I said Dr. Fauci's dope. My man is but you have to question his intentions.
So here's the thing.
Correct.
Well, I think here's the thing, and then you touched on something. We could go on all day long about the vax versus anti-vax and how they're, doing this stuff. So the way that, because of how I was raised, man, I look at everything from a hierarchical standpoint. Leadership. My father used to always tell me, man, he would have never made it out of Vietnam if he hadn't learned how to listen to other people, either of lower rank or whatever. Just listen to people who outrank you. They're smart, they're wise people, and they got there for a reason. Mm-hmm. But the people that you are leading, those are the people who usually know the ins and outs of how things work because they deal with it the most. Mm-hmm. They're not on the sideline, they're frontline people. Mm-hmm. So you need to listen to your frontline people more. And so for me, the leadership aspect of it is where it all fell down. People are going to say Trump should have shut the country down sooner. He should have done this. This is the first time that we've dealt with something like this in modern times. Mm-hmm. And I felt like Trump did what he could do. The biggest thing that I fault Trump with is politicizing the virus. I have no doubt that Trump could have led us through that, but he's been a year late. He's been doing interviews with Candace Owens and stuff like that. He's been doing his little, his media spin, traveling and stuff like that. Trump in the last 3 weeks has been winning the media game. And he's been winning the media game because he finally came out and said, I got vaccinated and I got the booster. There's nothing wrong with it. Take it. You guys go out and take it. I don't agree with the mandate. I agree with with everybody having their fair right to decide what they want to do. That's what I agree about. But the vaccine, it's not going to hurt you. Take it. If Trump had come out during the election and said that.
But he did, Dave.
He didn't.
He was like, bro, he said, Donald Trump, I did one of the most greatest things in the history of humankind. And at a record pace, at a record time, called Project Time Warp Speed or whatever, we created the biggest vaccine to cure this thing. I did it. Right. Go ahead and go get it.
Right.
It's good for you. If you don't want it, you don't have to get it. But if you want it, it's right there for free. That's what he said.
Right. He did he did a commercial to do it. Right? If I'm not mistaken. It's a commercial. What I'm saying is good leadership, They don't just drop nuggets like that, man. It's a constant thing. And every time he opened his mouth, he should have said those same exact words. I'm not going to force you to do it, but please stop with the rhetoric. Go get the vaccine. I took it. It's safe. I don't want to hear any of the, like he told somebody else the other day to be quiet. He don't want to hear the boos. He goes, it's safe. Nothing's going to happen to you. What I'm saying is the consistency, and that's what leadership is. It's consistency. It's not just the one drop, the one time. It's being consistent. If Donald Trump, I'm going to tell you right now, if Donald Trump, through his campaign, every time he opened his mouth, if he had said that, he'd be in the White House right now. And I would have voted for him. I believe that.
But that's me
100%.
equaling the blame, though. It was while he was
All
doing
over
that,
the board.
the Democrats was politicizing the whole damn
They
thing.
they absolutely were,
Remember,
man. Everybody is guilty of politicizing this thing, man.
Everybody,
It really is.
That's why it is where it is.
And
it's
it
been
just
nuts.
happened to fall on a political election year. You know?
It did. It did. So my thing is that whether you agree with it, the vaccine or not, everybody should have a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's like the mandate has gotten a little bit out of control with some of the stuff that they're trying to force. I
think it's going to get worse.
Well, me and you have had this conversation before. I told you, Ron DeSantis down in Florida. He's making decisions for the entire state as the governor, where I feel like he's overstepping local government, and I feel like what Joe Biden should have done, he should have let local governments decide what to do with the mandate first. If you got low numbers in your area, what is the need to put a mandate in?
Yeah.
But to go out and tell the whole country, you're going to have to do this. People are going to lose their jobs if you don't do this.
Well, he's backtracked on that now. He's saying that it's up to the local governments now to deal with it.
But see, he should have done that first.
Yeah,
And how many times have we talked about local government being allowed to make local government make the mistake first, and then the governor steps in and says, okay, you guys can't control it.
Y'all messed it up.
Y'all messed it up. And then when the governors start messing up, then the president comes in and says, y'all are screwing this up. I'm coming
So
in.
that kind of shows us, though, as a whole, for the past few years, this includes Trump, and I know it's a pandemic. This is new to us, but it's been a failure of leadership from all forms, lower level,
all over, man,
mid-level,
everywhere,
all the way to the feds.
Because this is the first time we've been through this.
Yeah. Right.
So it's a trial error right here.
Right.
It's like,
because you know what? Everybody could have crossed the aisle in Congress and said, you know what? Our country's in trouble right now. So let's cross over and let's talk about this. Let's get together with the president. No media. Everybody leave their cell phones. Let's get together and talk about this. But everybody was looking at it as votes. Well, if we can outdo these people and make these people look bad, then we don't really have to get down with them. All they had to do was come together, man. All the leaders come together and say, listen, we're going to put the bickering aside for now. We all know we don't like each other, but we're going to put this bickering aside so we can figure out what we're going to do. If we don't want to put out a mandate, but we need to get the message out, and we need to, we need to be all on the same page.
Yeah, there's been a ton of PSAs out there now. I mean, they've been pushing it left and right, but I think there's been a lot of misinformation as far as what's inside the vaccine, it's changing your DNA and all that stuff.
Cheese real big on that.
Oh, you know what?
Cheese real big on that.
Yeah,
So,
me and Chino had to talk about that.
yeah.
I have a friend who is he's a doctor, he's a researcher at the U of R. He said he'd be more than happy to come on anytime and talk to us about that.
That's dope.
Okay. Anytime. So
and 2021,
he's a senior pastor too. Besides that, so imagine being a medical doctor who's a researcher, and a pastor. So you're dealing with that's got to mess with you sometimes. So his name is Tim Chapman. He's a good dude.
Listen, man, 2021 has been that year, but we in 2022.
Who won the World Series?
The Braves.
Who won the NBA championship?
The NBA championship?
Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh yeah, the Bucks.
2021.
Oh yeah,
right?
no doubt.
Who won the Super Bowl?
Well, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Okay. Who won NHL? 2021. It wasn't the Sabres.
No, I know that. Wasn't it the Lightning? Was it Tampa Bay Lightning?
It was Vegas and somebody else. I can't remember.
I thought it was Tampa Bay Lightning, but I may be completely off.
See, that's why we need white friends. They would have known that. Anyway.
Yo, listen, man. Hey, any final encouragements, man, to TATS Nation? I just want to drop to them and let them know. I want to say, man, may 2022 be a year that you find yourself blessed, encouraged, and when the down times come, because they come throughout the year, that you persevere. And if you don't know the Lord and you're listening to this, man, I pray you come to know Jesus Christ, man. The reality is, as much as we talked a bunch of craziness today, politics the core of all of this is all about Christ. All these things that are happening are marching us to the revelation of the return of Jesus Christ. This stuff ain't catching God off guard. It may catch us off guard at times, but it ain't catching him off guard. And we have to be ready for his return. And the Lord loves you, plain and simple. And he died on the cross for you. Word up.
Gene, you got anything you want to say, man?
Yeah, I'm here. Like I said in the beginning, this really wasn't my topic.
Let's keep it. But we came out. We asked Chino to come on 2 minutes before we started airing.
Because Chino good conversation. He a barber.
No doubt.
He's a good listener. That's what
he's
he is.
a great listener. Yeah, I think.
Chino, like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
You are a great listener, though.
Nah, like I told you in the beginning, this is not really my topic.
It's all good, Chino.
Nah, but listen, we're going to hear Chino again. This time you'll be more informed in what we're doing. Yeah. And keep it pressing, Chino.
Chino got some knowledge, you got some wisdom. I want to say to our 88 listeners around the world, TAT Nation listeners, we love you. And seriously, in 2022, man, I want y'all to guard your minds, man, because the world is changing real fast, and sin is being championed as truth. You know what I'm saying? And righteousness and truth is being demonized as lies. So please discern and look to the Lord and the Holy Bible, so you can have a roadmap to stay right, man. Word up.
No doubt. For me, man, I just want, moving forward this year, I want to see more love across the board, man. I want to see more building up than tearing down. Because I feel like right now, our country has been torn down and is being built back up on a foundation of sand. And it's not going to hold, man. It's really not. There's too much divisiveness. There's too much opinion being stated as fact. And then that fact being they're trying to write that fact into law. There's just a lot of disrespect going on in our country right now, and it's a very, very ugly situation. So moving forward, I want TATS to be more on the side of bringing people together than dividing.
That means you, Jammer.
I know. I'm sorry. I love Democrats and liberals. I really love you guys.
My bad, Dave.
I'm just trying to bring y'all to my side.
It's all good. We gonna get there, fellas. I think it's so important that even if we don't agree with somebody's opinion, that we respect it.
Absolutely.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's that person's opinion.
Unless it's a sin.
Yes.
Unless my man is championing sin, then I can't respect your opinion.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Divide lines right there.
Right. Indeed.
TATS Nation, keep riding. TATS, we're going to keep driving. We out.